Hello, I'm Brian Heater, life coach and author for Transforming Ourselves. My website's transformingourselves.com. Welcome to my second video on the 4 pillars and 11 steps of mindfulness. This is a 2-series video. This is video 2, and I did a video 1. You're welcome to go back and look at that on my website, on YouTube. But you can go ahead and listen to video 2 because you'll get a lot out of it. And if you like what I'm telling you about mindfulness, then go ahead and review the first video and you'll get a lot out of it too. So let's begin with video 2. We're going to talk a little more in depth about the 4 parts of ourselves, which are the 4 pillars: mind, body, spirit, emotion, and then also talk about 6 of the 11 steps. And I'm going to give you some specific tools and a technique at the end to really help you with mindfulness. So yeah, today's a stressful world, as we've talked about before, and most of us really want to try to find a practical spirituality way of finding more peace and happiness and a sense of fulfilling life. And so that's what I really like mindfulness. That's what mindfulness is about, is it does help us achieve that, and it helps us change our ways, our behaviors, and make us happier people. And so you have to remember that it's small steps. It takes a lot of small steps. And the most important thing, and I repeat this many times, is to be aware. So the first step is to be aware of your thoughts and your feelings and behaviors, and then take small steps to change those, to alter those, and to make yourself more peaceful. So we have to remember that perfection isn't required, that we're going to have our ups and downs, we're going to have our negative emotions, and that's okay. It's just being aware of them, and again taking the small steps, and that change is always constant. If we remember that and we let that go, going, okay, life's going to change, I understand that, then you can find more of a sense of peace with it. So this is what mindfulness is about. Let's begin about talking about the 4 pillars of mindfulness, the 4 parts of ourselves: mind, body, spirit, and emotion. And I'm putting up the chart here, as you can see, the 4 parts and how they're related in a circle. Now, the circle is an ancient model. The indigenous people used it in the medicine wheel. Various spiritual traditions use it. Science uses it as a model of well-being and balance. And so that's what I like to see, is that all 4 of these are important, and all 4 parts of these are connected and important to each other. And so let's go into each one of them briefly and talk about them. Let's start with the mind. And the mind basically is our logic, it's our order, it's how we organize things, how we schedule things. And it's really helped our society in lots of ways with science and medical advancements, technology, and it's been a good thing. We also need to balance it out a bit. We need to really balance it with the heart. And so if we're too much in the mind, we can be too much in the ego. And so it's important to remember the heart too. And when we make decisions, always make them with a balance between the heart and the mind. And it's also important to slow down the mind, to rest the mind, because sometimes it can get too active and we get a little stressed out, and then we make decisions that aren't always positive for us. So again, the mind is very important to be healthy, but it's also important to balance it with the heart and with the other parts of ourselves. Let's talk about the heart, or what I call the spirit. Now, spirit is our inner essence, it's our inner heart, it's our spiritual heart, it's our inner fire, it's our soul, the part of us that leaves when our body dies. And this is really important to focus on, to have some ways to connect. Spirit connects us to the larger universe, the universal energy force. It connects us to divine spirit, if you believe in that. It connects us basically to the larger essence of life, and it also connects us to other people through heart. And so it's really important, again, to focus on this, to find balance, to find something that opens up your heart, that opens up your spiritual self. And this is what I like about mindfulness too, because it can do that. And so again, it's real important to have some type of spiritual practice that you can do. Let's talk again now about the body, and most people know about the body. It's very important, of course, to take care of the body. It's our temple, and so we need to exercise, we need to rest. Important to really eat good foods, natural and organic foods when we can, and again, take care of our body. Now, we don't have to have perfect bodies. We don't have to be super skinny model bodies, but we have to take care of ourselves. We have to rest. We have to eat right. Now, I myself have had some issues with some emotional trauma where I've gained weight easily, and so even after 30 years of practice, I have to be mindful, and I have to remind myself that I have to make some changes, and I can't get too emotional about things because it does affect the body. So anything we do with the mind and the spirit and the emotions affects the cells in our body, and it can cause disease and cause illness. And so it's really important, again, to have the balance between the four. Now let's talk about emotion. Emotion is sometimes the overlooked one of the mind, body, spirit. Emotions is an important fourth part, and that's part of us. It basically what makes us human. It again does so many things for us, and we need to be aware that if we're in negative emotions and negative states of mind too much, it's going to affect it. It's going to cause illness and a disease again. And so we need to be in the higher vibrations, that of hope, love, enthusiasm, compassion, even contentment. It's important. And to stay away from the negative vibrations as much as you can. So that's anger, jealousy, depression, rage, things like that. Now we're going to have some of those negative behaviors and emotions, and that's okay. That's part of being human. But if we can stay away from them and recognize, be aware when we have those and try to alter them to a higher vibration, that's going to make us a better person and a happier person too. And those around us will be happier as well. So again, you can see how all four of these relate. They're interrelated, they're connected. It's important to work on all four, both separate and together, to find a sense of mindfulness, peace, and well-being. So let's move on to part 2 of the 11 steps of mindfulness. And again, I'm just going to focus on 6, and I'm going to give you a specific technique to help you let go of some of these negative emotions that come to us all the time. So it's really important to, again, recognize and be aware. So when you have a negative emotion which causes a negative behavior, such as depression or anger, first to be aware of it, to recognize it, then take steps to change it. And so it's real important to strive to be in what I call a beautiful mind, or a beautiful state of mind, where again we want to be in the higher vibration as much as we can. We want to be in love, hope, enthusiasm, contentment, and these are really important to try to strive to be that. But remember, we are going to have our negative emotions, so just to recognize them and try to be what I call the 51% rule. If we can be in a higher vibration 51% of the time, then that's going to change us. That's going to change the cells in our body. That's going to change habits, and that's going to transform us and transform our life. So remember, perfection isn't required. Taking small steps and trying to be in that higher state of being, a higher state of vibration 51% of the time or more will really make a difference. That's going to create new cells in our bodies that will make us more aware and make us on a higher vibration. And so that's important to remember. It doesn't have to be all the time. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be the majority of the time. And if you can do that, it will change your life. It will transform your life, and it will become easier and easier as you utilize that. So remember that, the 51% rule. So we're going to talk about the most important thing, I think, in mindfulness, and I teach this a lot, is quiet time. And this can be meditation, reflection, prayer. You can do your affirmations, you can do journaling, you can do some type of ritual or ceremony. You know, whatever works for you. I have a lot of different ways that you can find mindfulness and quiet time. But basically it's to find a way that works for you to be quiet. So start in the morning, do anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes of some meditation, of some reflection, of some breathing, of some letting go, being grateful for the day in your life, trying to get in that higher vibration for the day. And then at the end of the evening, it's good, after you've had your day, is to reflect on the day and try to get out of a negative state, or at least reflect on it, be aware of it, put out some prayers or affirmations, and go to bed basically in a more peaceful state of mind. And if you can do that in the middle of the day too, that'd be great. The more you can do it, the better, but I at least recommend in the morning and the evenings if possible. And then with stressful situations in your day, this is the best technique I love. It's called mini meditations, and this is one of my steps. So take 1 to 3 minutes to let go of what you're feeling. So let's say if you're angry or sad, depressed, you need to step back. You're stressed out, you close your eyes, you step back, and you start breathing. And you do some type of affirmation in your mind, or you can do it out loud, and you'll say, I now let go of the anger that I'm feeling. And you breathe in and out deeply. I now let go of the anger that I'm feeling. And you let go of that. And then you put in a positive affirmation. I'm now feeling hope. I'm now feeling love and compassion for myself and others. So you see how I'm shifting it? So you're putting out an affirmation, you're putting out a prayer, you're breathing, and you're allowing your body just to let go. You're letting go of that anger, you're letting go of that stress. Now if you can do that every time you come into a stressful situation, just step back for a minute, for 3 minutes if you have it, and just let go. And again, this will become a habit, and this will change you, this will transform you. So this is one of the most important rules, is take quiet time, take your mini meditations, be aware when those negative thought patterns and behaviors and feelings come in, and try to shift it. Try to shift it with quiet time and affirmations. So that's real important. And nature is a great tool. If you can get out in nature for a walk, if you can get out, look at a beautiful sunset or a mountain stream or a lake or flowers, trees. Nature is a healer, and it's a great way for quiet time. It's a great way for meditation and reflection. So I'm going to conclude that we need to really embrace our lives. It's a journey, it's a river of life that we're flowing down, and we need to embrace it. We need to have some fun and try to have a fulfilling life and take action. Again, don't get down on yourself. Perfection isn't required. Take small steps of awareness. That's what's important, just to be aware. Take some small steps of action, both inner action and outer action. Remember, the revolution does start within, so inner action and inner change is so important. And then it ripples out to other people. Once we find a sense of peace and mindfulness in ourselves, that ripples out to other people, and it affects the vibration of other people and affects the larger world too. So start within, start the revolution within, and work your way out. That's the most important thing. So I'm real excited because I finally put together a great course, a mindfulness course on the 4 pillars and the 11 steps of mindfulness. It's a great 4-class, 5 hours total of instruction, and I want to invite you to it. So if you're on this video, look at the bottom. There's a link, and you can click on that, and you can find out more information about the class. And registration's opening pretty soon. I'm going to send an email to those that are on my list about this class, and so make sure and check that out, and check out the information. And I'd love to invite you. I'd love to have you come along with the class, and I think it's going to be a great one. So stay tuned, please. And if you can't make it, that's okay. Stay on my list. I got lots of good videos and free articles coming up. I'm here to help you. And if you're not on my list, go to my website, transformingourselves.com, and sign up. You get my free book, 30 Steps to Conscious Living. And I'm here again to help you. So thank you for listening to my video, and we will talk again real soon.